Welcome into another episode of Always Talking Ball with Tyler Noe and Lance Barton. Our guest today has put in a ton of work this offseason to get us ready for the 2025 college football season with yet another tremendous magazine. It's out now. You can go to pick6previews.com, get a hard copy, get a digital copy, whichever you like. Brett Ciancia of Pick Six Previews joins us. Welcome in, Brett. All right, so we covered the Power Two. Before we get to the Big 12 and the ACC, let's stop in South Bend. We got to talk about the Irish because, they don't belong to a conference, so they don't really fall into one of these categories here. Obviously, Mike Denbrock is back. The offense is going to look completely different in my mind because the quarterbacks are completely different. Riley Leonard and CJ Carr. I mean, Riley Leonard just used his legs a lot more than CJ Carr is going to. Obviously, got the running backs, the offensive line, everything is there. The defensive side of the ball is replacing a lot. I think they're replacing 5 or 6 starters. They did get a lot from the transfer portal. One of my quips with you is where's Leonard Moore on your All-American teams, man? Like this guy he came out of nowhere last year, replacing Benjamin Morrison, and he's just one of those really highly touted DBs that Notre Dame has. And I think their defense is going to be solid this year. What are your thoughts on Notre Dame?
Yeah, well, fair criticism there. Basically, I had to pick one of the Notre Dame defensive backs. I went with Mr. Pick Six, Christian Gray. He had so many big time plays. I could definitely see Leonard Moore growing into an All American spot by the time we talk in December with the All American committee. So yeah, definitely tons of candidates on this defense. Number 4 defense in the country for me last year. Number 1 passing defense in the country. You saw that how they clamped down on Georgia and against Penn State and even Ohio State. I know that they lost, but it wasn't a total blowout. It wasn't a meltdown like Oregon did against them. So, and also a coordinator, Urban Meyer calls this the coordinator signing of the offseason, bringing Chris Ash in. They lost Al Golden, but I think they backfilled pretty strongly with Chris Ash. So yeah, I like this as a playoff team for sure. And I think what's different nowadays with Notre Dame is back in the Brian Kelly era, they'd make a playoff run and then maybe they'd take a couple years to reload and round into form again. But I think you're going to see a steady playoff, like a perennial playoff team with Marcus Freeman. The way that he's recruited, number 7 in the 5-year recruiting rankings, and they're keeping their players too. They're not all transferring out. So a lot to like from Notre Dame. Number 1 offensive line in the country for me in my unit rankings. Jeremiah Love, a first-team All-American running back. That guy's incredible. His run against Penn State, I mean, that should be on the all-time highlight reel. It was incredible. So yeah, their season comes down to 3 games, really. I think Miami, A&M, and USC. So you go 11-1, you're a lock for the playoff. 10-2 gets a little questionable, but I still think they'd be in. We'll see how that all shakes out. But you got to go 2 out of 3 against those teams. I think they will.